Hey everybody, back with some more Comet Rogue, and ever since in between sessions, so after recording last time and before, right now, I actually played again and managed to, I guess, beat the game. Imagine some finger quotes going on here. So I beat the 6th level, or in other words, the 2nd boss, and I forget if there was another world after that or not. But there was at most 3 worlds, and I think it was actually just 2. And afterwards, the game was like, hey, do you want to continue playing or not? And I was like, yeah, let's continue playing. So it sort of threw me into another world, but it acted like it was World 1 again, but harder. But the skins were different, but also the shop stopped selling items and was only selling upgrades. So I think that this game might still be in early access, and if not, well, it just shipped without really an end game to it. So let's go ahead and try to get there again. Of course, you know, the one time I play off stream or off screen, offline, I don't know. The one time I play when I'm not recording and I actually win the game. So that's just luck. That's how it goes. Is this guy gonna hurt me? Okay, no. But they are in the walls. Oh god. Jeez, that was quite the funky angle he was coming at. Okay, little froggy did get that last little coin, which is nice. Let's go this way just to get this guy going. Then go pick up that money, and then go back this way to get this little bit of gold. We bet the quota, and we are still squarely in easy, which is great. And we've pretty much finished the top layer of gold. That was dumb. But actually, the iframes made me brave enough to come out here. Ay, ay, ay. Okay. When you get hit once, it's easy to get hit like 10 times in a row, apparently. Okay. Let's try to work up our health again. I'm glad it wasn't a needle guy pointing left. Anyhow, though, so this game, where do I stand on it? I still think it's an incredibly fun gameplay loop, but after the experience of sort of beating the game, but not even being sure if that was the state I was in or not, but the shop being deactivated and only selling stat upgrades and not items anymore, made me think I beat the game. And thing is, I didn't get any new item unlocks or any sort of other meta progression as far as I can tell. And I feel like I've seen all the items in this shop, and there's only a small handful, really. So the praise that I gave the game for being fun and having interesting items and all that, it still holds, but it's just a lot less complete than I thought it was. You know, I thought seeing the itemization the way it was, that was a hint of more things to come, but it wasn't actually. It was just basically everything all at once, and there is nothing more, which is unfortunate. I know, you know, indie devs don't have all the time in the world to implement, you know, a million things for each game, and not every game can be a banger like Binding of Isaac. Ay, ay, ay. Okay, I'm gonna die here if I'm not careful. Okay, I hate charging this early. We're still in medium, but we sort of have to. Ay, ay, ay. Okay, that was a little greedy, and also I just got a little bit distracted. But I do want to show you all what the end of the game looks like, just to sort of verify whether I'm reading into it correctly. Because if I am, then it means that this game has very limited potential for future on this channel, just because, well, once we've done everything, then there's nothing left to do that's new. I know that's sort of a tautological statement. But I do like for each video to at least have a little bit of new stuff. And I've mostly kept to that. So, you know, if it turns out that I find nothing new of interest in the shop today, and I beat the game, and it turns out that yes, the shop when you beat the game does just turn into a stat shop with super high prices, by the way. So there's no way of getting intelligence up to 100. I think that's just guaranteed to be impossible. With all that, I think we're gonna have to find a new game, which is fine, because I'm discovering now that we sort of are currently in like a golden age of indie games, and actually a golden age of all games, if we're being honest. The Baldur's Gate 3 came out like last year or the year before, and Expedition 33 just came out, and wow, did that game blow me away. But also a bunch of indie games have come out lately that are just really, really fun, really interesting. And so I might throw another one of those in the channel rather than playing this one over and over. But anyway, yeah, this got me thinking about Expedition 33 now. What a game that was. Now, if you haven't played that game and you ever played Final Fantasy back in the day, back before like Final Fantasy, the MMO or 13 or any of those, if you used to play it back in the day, like FF6, 7, 8, 9, and 10, it's the most like those. Expedition 33 is, but it's actually like, what if Final Fantasy kept making games, but also evolved them a bit? Which you could sort of see was happening back in the day with 6 and 7 and 8 and so on. Like each one was an evolution over the previous. They were all turn-based, but they had, you know, different game mechanics in each one, and it seemed like they were sort of converging on something that could work. And then they just sort of gave up. They were like, okay, we're done with turn-based, and if you like turn-based, well, too bad. We're declaring the genre dead, and if anyone makes a turn-based RPG from this day forward, then we will crap all over it. It's sort of like Cliff's Notes of what happened. I'm sure it wasn't. There's no one in some conference room making this decision for everyone, but it does seem like they just sort of gave up on the turn-based RPG genre, and everyone else followed suit. Which is a shame. Those are the games I grew up on. Those are the games I cut my teeth on. So like Earthbound was like my favorite game of all time until Expedition 33 came out. And of course that was because of nostalgia. It's not the best game in the world, but just because of nostalgia, it was my favorite. But this game squarely replaces that with a wide margin. In fact, not to like overly glaze it or anything, but just this is a truthful statement. Expedition 33, in my opinion, is the best game I've ever played in my life. And I try to take recency bias out. Like, yeah, I just played it, therefore I'm thinking it's amazing because of that. But I'm usually pretty good about that. Like when Baldur's Gate came out, I knew it was an amazing game, but I didn't put it as the best game I've ever played my whole life. You know, I knew it was going to rank in my top 10 though, and it still does. So, yeah, all that said, if you enjoy turn-based RPGs, Expedition 33 is where it's at. And if you have never played a turn-based RPG before, then I would recommend this one to start with because it's also an excellent starter RPG. Excellent tutorials throughout, but really what gets you is the music, the story, which is absurdly good. Graphics, I'm listing off what gets you, and I'm just listing off every aspect of the game, actually. There are very few weak parts to the game. So, I think just everyone in the world should play it. I heard they are making either a movie or a live-action TV show or something for Expedition 33, and I think that's cool. I don't know whether it'll come out good or not because live actions are such a mixed bag, but it does. It's already quite a cinematic experience, so I wouldn't be surprised if they're able to pull it off. And a lot of live actions nowadays are actually working out much better than they did, say, a decade ago. Like, people seem to enjoy The Last of Us, and I certainly enjoyed One Piece. That was a phenomenal live action adaptation of an anime, and as far as I know, it's the only good one. Although people say Genshin was good, but I never saw the anime or the live action of that, so it doesn't count. Okay, am I gonna die here? I am if I keep jumping on spikes. Okay. Do I? Yeah, I think because this is how I died the last few times. I just got way too greedy. And yeah, this is gonna suck going to the first store with only 150 gold or so. But since the game doesn't last... Oh, I did that, didn't I? Since the game doesn't last too much past the 6th level, or at all past the 6th level, it means that I can get away with less greed because I don't need to think about lasting for the next 10 rounds. I need to think about lasting for the next just couple of rounds. Okay, this is a bad spot. Sure. Neato. Okay, well, we're not getting there again. Okay. Yeah, live action One Piece was incredibly good. I've actually watched it several times through. Now, that's a bit because I'm a huge One Piece fan in general. So, you know, if they do a thing good, I'm gonna watch it over and over, just because I'm always looking for more One Piece. Expedition 33 was great. What else have I played or seen lately that's amazing? I know we were on the topic of remakes, but or of live action adaptations, but we're also on the topic of good media in general. Let's see. Well, there is the solo leveling, I guess, manhwa turned into whatever the Korean version of anime is. I actually read that back in the day, way before it was ever picked up for animation. And it's alright. People have been saying it's like the best thing under the sun, and it's got the best ratings on Crunchyroll out of anything like ever. Like one of the episodes is like the highest rated episode in the history of Crunchyroll. And then another one of the episodes is the lowest rated. I don't think the show is that good or that bad. I think that's got to be a function of just more people have watched it because it's the most recent thing to come out on Crunchyroll. And therefore, the numbers are larger, both for the upswings and the downswings. That's just my pet theory. I actually haven't seen any of it. As I said, I read the manhwa back in the day, and that was good enough. And also, I think there's like the manhwa adaptations to, let's just call it anime, because I don't want to keep like saying Korean anime. The adaptations that they have so far are all sort of weird to me. They're missing something. I don't know what it is. They're also missing things that I find to be good to be missing from anime. I'm so great at sentence structure. But what am I talking about here? You know, like all the weird like chibi moments and like the nosebleeds and like the cringy ass, like when there's like, you know, like prepubescent girl or something, but actually she's a vampire and she's 1,000 years old. Like all that kind of cringy shit. Like people wearing like scampy clothing and stuff like, you know, where you think, oh shit, I hope like my parents don't walk in while I'm watching this scene. I can't stand that stuff in anime in any form. I know some people just like thrive on that. I can't stand that. I'm more of a like I like Death Note, you know, like I guess a bit more serious. But then One Piece is completely unserious most of the time, and somehow it doesn't do those things that annoy me. So I don't know. I do not know. Sorry, I lost my train of thought because I really wanted to get that part for some reason. But yeah, manhwa adaptations at least are all missing that sort of stuff, which is good. But they're missing something else too. I don't know what it is, but they just don't feel like a complete art form yet. Like their storytelling is somehow inhibited by the art form instead of enhanced by it, if that makes sense. Maybe it has to do with the art style. Manhwa is a lot less hand-drawn and a lot more done using like some software. And this is just obvious to you as soon as you see a single frame or a single panel. So maybe the fact that it's not hand-drawn, I don't know, means that it's harder to convey emotions, because a lot of the images do fall a lot more flat. Like, yeah, they're more accurate, the buildings have more pizzazz to them and so on. You know, if there's a stairway, then you can guarantee that the stairs are perfectly square with each other and the exact right distance from each other. And if there's a building, you can bet that every single floor of that building is exactly the correct number of pixels so that, you know, it's a perfectly drawn building. So yeah, they have exactness going on there, but they also sort of lack any sort of heart and soul that you get from drawn scenes. Like, think about Bleach back in the day when Ichigo would show up with a new power-up and you just hear like that one guitar riff followed by like, I a panning shot of Ichigo with like his new power up, and it's just like the most badass thing you've ever seen. Like that sort of thing cannot be captured in the manhwa art style. In case you don't know, manhwa is my butchered pronunciation at whatever the word is for Korean manga. Basically, Korean comic books. So yeah, it is missing something, and I feel like that just necessarily translates to the animated adaptation because, well, they're counting on source material, and if the source material is all some way, you're not going to just all of a sudden replace it with something that works better, especially if it's the first time doing so, right? Like, these are new art forms. Okay, I'm really hoping to survive here. Ay. No. Please, just leave me alone for 5 more seconds. Okay, we got 200 money, which is actually quite good. This is more of what I'm talking about. I'm just gonna go intelligence blind. Although I shouldn't, because I know it's bad now, but it's also good if you get pencil. Okay, extra heart chance, sure. Stamina, so that's gonna give us some survivability. We found out last time jumps are amazing, and we have enough money, holy moly, to get almost 3 strength and to get 3 dexterity for sure. Do we want fire rate and pickup range, or do we want block damage? Let's go 1 block damage and 2 of these. And just hope that we heal up in the beginning of the level. Yeah, it's 30 at least, so that we don't get one shot by a needle guy. There we go, there's 1 heart. Okay, I don't want to go down there for that money because I'll get stuck. I do want to go down there though because there's hearts. And just like that, we are almost good as new. Okay, the needle guy is dangerous, so you gotta watch out for him. Yeah, this extra block damage is actually feeling really good. I think we should get that more often. And all the intelligence just means that we're gonna make very short work of enemies. We're doing 6 additional damage to them because we have 3 additional intelligence, which is just, that's great. Okay, so let's see. I meant to be shooting left there, but I shot down. Yep, so yeah, this game, like I said, it's quite good. It has its issues. One of them being the crosshair is too small, another being that it doesn't seem to have an end game, and the number of items is too small. Again, though, if this is early access, then that completely absolves this game of all those issues, because I'm playing something that the game creator themselves has declared is unfinished work. Right, so it would make no sense. Like, you wouldn't go to a restaurant and ask for the steak, while it's still in the grill, and then be mad that it's not cooked. Right? Like, you gotta wait for them to finish it before you get mad at them. So I will check in between this video and next whether it's early access or whether this is already considered a full game, and that will color my judgment of it, I guess. Like, what place am I in to be judging other people at all? But we all judge stuff, even if we're not that good at creating. Speaking of which, I am creating a game right now. It's not the tower defense one that I talked about. I made a devlog of a tower defense game I'm making, and that game I had to abandon it because it's just not fun, and I don't know how to make it fun. I do have a buddy that I see every now and then who makes games, and so I'm thinking of asking him, like, hey man, I've got this tower defense game I made. I think it's got some good features to it, but it's just really not fun. What do I do? And see if he can give me some advice. But until then, I have another game I'm thinking of, and I don't want to give too much away. Not that I'm afraid of someone stealing my idea, but I'm afraid of boxing myself into something when really maybe the idea itself isn't great, and instead like some pivot of it would be great. Should I be heading home now? Probably. Yeah, because we don't gotta be doing that good. Remember, there's not as many levels as we thought. So we just gotta make it through 2 worlds, I think. Okay. Also, if they just change this control scheme, if I could just use WASD for movement and up, down, left, right for shooting, that would be amazing. I actually don't know that I can't. Let me try it. No, you can't. Okay. 3 more intelligence, probably. Yes. Intelligence robot. What are you? Okay, you shoot when you get hurt, and this scales with stamina. Sure, because we're going stamina. Do we get you? I don't know that we need you. And killing blocks quickly feels pretty good. Or we get 2 dexterity, which is fire rate and pickup range. I think pickup range is pretty good. But this is just an item. Like, items are good too. This doesn't scale, but we don't need scaling because the game's not long. You know what? Let's get crazy. Let's go with the item. I don't know if I'll regret that or not, but we have the important stats. We have stamina and intelligence. And this thing... Oh, crap. I forgot it's a boss wave. Okay, our knockback is insane right now, though. And also, our high jumping made that fight a lot easier than it usually is. I find that guy is much easier either if you have jumping or jet boots. You need one or the other, though. Because if he goes too high for your range, it's really annoying trying to hit him. But if you can hit him, he dies right away, especially if you have 6 intelligence when you fight him, like I usually do. Because again, every shot then does 12 additional damage, right? That adds up quickly. Okay. All right, so we're doing, what, 28 damage to these guys? So that means we're doing 16 base and 12 additional. All right, so we've almost doubled our damage with just 2 levels full of intelligence. Now, I don't know if intelligence modifies the saw blade damage. Because it's supposed to modify all damage that you do to enemies, and saw blades only hit enemies. So I would hope that it affects that, but I just don't know, and I don't feel like testing it out right now. I couldn't tell, but I saw some 5s floating there, so maybe I was doing 5 damage? I don't know. Let's stay here and get whatever comes out of there. We still have more gold above us. Crap. How did I not take a lot more damage there? That was kind of lucky. Okay. Yeah, this extra jump power really makes things easier in this game. Like, look at that. All the way back to the top again. Like it was nothing. I would get that heart, but it's a bit far down. Oh, my Froggy got it for me. Thank you, Froggy. Sometimes you do good stuff. Please don't kill me. Was the 5 the saw blade, or was it my little guy there? Little floaty head. I don't know. If the saw blades only do 5 damage, though, then I think that makes them a lot worse, because that's not enough to kill most mobs, I think. Like, I don't want an item that just sort of dings the mobs a little bit, because you still gotta shoot them then, and so it's like it didn't do anything. We'll see, we'll see. Okay. These guys are bad news. I should not be directly below them. That's a terrible place to be, because they shoot downwards. We gotta watch out. My saw blade's gonna activate the bomb here. So I gotta get out as soon as that happens. Okay. We got everything there. This is starting to be scary. I might have started charging too early, but I think we're in a good enough spot now that we're gonna be able to get through the second world as long as we just keep playing well enough. We don't have to set ourselves up with, 300 gold every round. It would have helped. I mean, I could have stayed for longer, that's for sure. But maybe let's not greed it, just so I can show you guys what it's like when you, quote-unquote, beat the game. I like the drill, at least I like the idea of it. Not enough things scale with strength, though. This one's neat. Let me get some intelligence. Let me get you. Let me get view for even more hearts. Well, actually, do I do that or do I get more stamina? Damage increases with stamina, so for that at least. This one is capped already. Okay, so since that's capped already, the only way to get more is by getting that. And then I'm allowed to get stamina if I want, but I could also get other stuff, and I could get the drill. The drill is a good way to escape damage, actually. So it's also, it helps you stay alive a bit. Boom. All right, so this planet has a ton of explosives, and so I have to be very careful. Oh, forgot about that. It has the guys that go through the level. That sucks so bad. Holy. Okay, big chain reaction there. Oh, and I forgot. Oh, I didn't forget. I just didn't see that guy. Those guys, those guns are really annoying. Come on, there we go. Okay, I'm dying here. We need to be careful. Okay, let's get under you. Thank you, spinning saw blade. You actually saved me there a little bit. Dude, no, I want to get down here and then blow you up. And then blow you up and go get you. Okay, the quota is met. So my thinking now is that just getting to meet the quota is actually not that difficult anymore. So we can always just fall back to let's just meet the quota barely and then move on to the next level. Unless the trampoline here kills me. I don't know if it was intentional to have these trampolines be so dangerous in the bottom, but they are like more dangerous than enemies are. So anyway, I was saying we could just escape as soon as we meet the quota in each stage. And that would at least allow us to see the final boss and then see the end of the game. Which is probably as good as it's going to get, because I don't think we're going to make it that far after we end up in whatever, New Game Plus or whatever they call it. Because the game gets a lot harder then. Like, the stats become super expensive. To buy one intelligence costs you like pretty much your entire run's worth of resources. So yeah, maybe I will just leave sooner rather than later when we meet quota. I know I'm saying that and I haven't left yet, but I'm trying to find hearts. I'm not being very successful at that. Please. I forgot about... No. Okay. I'm gonna start going home now because I'm getting hurt. Like if I'm trying to find hearts and instead I'm finding damage, then it's time to go home. Okay. Doesn't mean we won't find anything in the next 10 seconds though. Let me get over here because I think we can... Yeah, I think we can do this. Yeah, we're fine. Completely fine. Okay, 221 out of 100 is not great. We're definitely hitting the end of our goodness. I don't need critical. I do have 2% crit chance. Yeah, that's useless. Do we go intelligence just to do intelligence? We did not find enough hearts. Is that because... I mean, this is enemies killing enemies shopping a heart, and I killed so many enemies and didn't get that many hearts. Will this really help? Do I want intelligence anymore? I'm not sure that I do, because we're not going to be able to see the benefits of having the shop prices all the way down. Honestly, I think I want strength. We have a lot of stamina, so I'm fine with not getting more. I don't care about crit. I don't want things to explode. So let's get this. And I guess we get one more point of something. Sure. Okay. There's sort of a funny evolution that happens in games like this where your strategy evolves over time as you find out that things are or are not as good as you thought they were. So for example, I sort of have been playing this game assuming intelligence is very good, but I'm starting to get the idea that intelligence is not very good. And so you're going to see my builds going from 100% intelligence to like 100% strength or dexterity or something. This is totally what happens in most games of this flavor that I play. Where I'm like, oh yeah, this is the best stat in the game. And then I'm like, oh, actually this stat's worthless. Or it's like just good for newbies. It's not good for actual people who know what they're doing. I'm sure you can relate out there. I'm sure you've gone through the same sort of thing. It just seems pretty universal for games like this. Okay, I don't want to die for no reason though. No, I'm trying to shoot down. Oh my god, I cannot stand this small cursor. It's gonna kill me. That was my own fault. Again, cursor. The cursor, there's... Okay. This has annoyed me talking, okay? So, forgive me. There's no excuse to have a cursor that you can't freaking see and you can't resize. Like, let me resize it or make it big enough to see. It's just, it's... I think I brought this point up last time too. If you're playing a game that's challenging like this, you want your death to feel earned. You want it to be because of a bad decision you made, or because you were too greedy, or because you underestimated an enemy or something. You do not want your deaths to be because the crosshair is too small, right? That you can't tell whether you're aiming to the left or aiming up or down. Right, it's an all-around bad feel to have an otherwise good run stolen from you because of what feels like a development error, if that makes sense. I gotta be more careful with those little wind tunnels because those push you a lot harder than I thought they would. Like, look at this. That's crazy. Okay. So, you know what? I'm gonna just start leaving now. I know we're full on health and we don't need to leave at all. And we could probably make 300 gold. But we don't need to. We just need to survive one more round after this one, I think. I'm pretty sure. And I just want to show you guys the screen, because there was a little bit of a cutscene. I hope it plays again. It was a little bit weird. Actually, it reminded me of Earthbound, of all things. Reminded me of the Gygus fight, or Gigius, or whatever. Firing increases your fire rate, but resets when starting a reload. What's our clip size? It's +6. That could be good. Capped at 18. We have 9 intelligence. This would give us just 18% extra damage, which honestly is not that much. I know it's a ridiculous thing to say. But then again, it's not just double damage, it's double shots, right? There's a difference there because our shots pierce, and also because a shot can deal damage to a block, right? It's just double damage versus blocks as well sometimes. So let's take it. Let's also... do we need more HP? I don't think we need more HP. Strength is welcome. Sure, let's go with that. This should be a boss fight, if I recall correctly. Yes, because right there. Oh, this guy was a pain. Actually, last time I accidentally killed him, so I didn't even... this is not the end of the game, actually. There's a different boss fight. So does that mean there's a third world? And I've sort of screwed myself by not getting the best stuff yet? I really hope not. Okay. Yeah, this could be bad if there's a third world. Because I sort of went into assuming it only goes too deep. Just because I forgot last time. But yeah, the final boss of the game was definitely not that guy. It was quite memorable and quite different. Even the way you fought him was different. I'm trying not to spoil things, but it wasn't just a boss that you shoot and his HP goes down. There's a little bit more to it. So, I don't know if we're gonna make it now. I sort of put all trying on pause for this game. That might have been a mistake. We're still in good shape though. We still have pretty good stats. Maybe I should have been going for intelligence more though, seeing as we actually might need it. Okay. I looked away for like 1 second and didn't pause. So I had something screwing with my eye. Okay, guys. Well, I'm sorry. I'm not going to be able to show you that end scene today. Just because I don't want this video to be an hour, hour and a half long. We'll try again next time. Anyhow, if you stuck with me to the end, thank you very much. I appreciate it. And that helps the channel. Also, if you want to help the channel, likes, comments, subscribing, all that stuff helps very much. But I really do just appreciate y'all being here for the ride. I'm enjoying myself at least. So with that said, yeah, have a good one. See you next time.